What's up, everybody? This is Tim from Arm Wrestling Secrets, and I wanted to talk today about something that's very important for arm wrestling. I keep getting a lot of questions about side pressure. How should I train side pressure? How can I train side pressure? I need some more side pressure exercises. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to hurt your feelings or not, or I'm going to blow your mind. I don't know, okay? But I'm going to tell you this. No side pressure. Back pressure beats side pressure. Okay? Now, biomechanically, just think of it this way, okay? This is simple. Side pressure. The muscles that you have to produce side pressure. Now think about this. Okay, what muscles do you think you have available to produce force this way? This is my right arm. I need to bring your hand down to the left. The pin pad's over here. What muscles do you think I really have to generate force? Because on the movie Over the Top, that looks great, doesn't it? Just wham, that's the way it works, right? John Brzen can do some of that kind of stuff too, but remember, he may look pretty fast, but nobody in arm wrestling's going like this. Okay? If they do generate side pressure, okay, you know what they're doing? They're pulling. It's back pressure. It's back pressure. There are a few arm wrestlers out there that do have tremendous jackhammer sideways force, okay? And that's probably not you, and I'm suggesting right now that you stop training for that type of thing. I'm going to go back to what I initially said, and then we'll move on. Okay, your muscles for side pressure, okay? For your rotator cuff muscles, okay, are small, the small shoulder muscles that you use for throwing a baseball, that you always hear about the people injuring or tearing. It's because they're small. And the muscles, you know, when someone's flexing their shoulders or they're pushing big dumbbells over their head, okay? The deltoid muscle, the big shoulder muscle, okay, that's the one you see on the outside. Someone's flexing their shoulder, you're seeing the deltoid. That's a big, strong muscle. Guess what that can't do? Your shoulder can't help, your big deltoid muscle can't produce force sideways. Your deltoid's producing force which you can't use on the arm wrestling table. Your elbow is stable. Remember that. Remember that. Think about it. It's just a biomechanical issue, and I'm going to explain that very carefully here, okay? Is turning to the side. The only muscles you have are your rotator cuff muscles, okay, for internal rotation. Internal rotation is one of the weakest things you have on your body. Now, holding your arms to your side, your elbows, that's also internal rotation, but remember, your lat muscles can help with that. And what I'm suggesting, and I haven't showed this yet, is my pulling exercises that I'm going to show. I do pull-ups with weights attached to my body and grippers and everything, and I'm keeping my elbows right next to my body. And I do pull-up holds with my elbows pulled as hard to my body as I can. That's your most important internal rotation strength. It's keeping your elbow next to your body. It is not prime moving. Prime moving is just like if you're doing a bicep curl, your prime moving muscle is the biceps, okay? If you're doing a squat, your prime moving muscles are your quadriceps, okay? If you're on an arm wrestling match, okay, and somebody else is using pulling muscles, okay, like the biceps, radial flexors, okay, the brachioradialis, all the forearm muscles, okay, biceps, brachialis, and then the lat muscle, that's your powerful pulling muscle. All of that is pulling against you, going like that with your puny rotator cuff muscle. And like I said, on Over the Top, it works. That's a movie. It's fake. I love the movie, by the way, but that's not arm wrestling. And no, ever. And you already saw, I'm assuming you saw my video on on side pressure already. Side pressure is killing your arm. When I arm wrestle, I do not produce side pressure. I don't produce force in the direction of the pad sideways, ever, never, ever, okay? If I turn into a hook, I'm not going to try to push. Think about that. I'm not going to try to push the person's hand down. That's side pressure, and it's not going to work. There's no muscles there. So even if I tried it, there's no muscles there. Why would I do that? All the muscle is in the pulling aspect. Some people call arm wrestling pulling. They don't call it pushing. Think about it, okay? The big muscles, pull, that's back pressure. Remember, back pressure is your ability to pull. Now that can be just with your wrist, you're creating back pressure strength. If you're pulling just with your arm, you're creating back pressure strength. But I always say, try to keep a combination of everything, keep everything tight, and pull with the strongest muscle, which is your back, your lat muscle. I don't produce back pressure by pulling like this. I'm using everything as an engine while I'm pronating, while I'm hooking. And if you're going to attack with, what's going to happen to you is this. And your arm is just going to smash the pin pad and it's going to put you in a bad position. Training like that is a waste of your time. Okay, I can show you lots of pulling exercises, like I said, where the component of keeping your elbows next to your body, now that is important because you need to keep your arm tight. You can't have your elbow flying off and having a weakness there, because that is a shoulder issue. But the way to work it is not by training like this. Like, remember when Lincoln Honk is in the truck and he's driving and he's just doing like, he's just like pushing the weight down like this, you know, and it's kind of like, it's just working rotator cuff muscles. That's not really doing anything for anything you could use in arm wrestling, okay? But it is cool for the movie. Okay, so anyway, you see where I'm going with this. Side pressure is not a good use of force in arm wrestling. It appears, like I've said several videos, it appears to be the right thing to do because the pad is to the side. It appears to be the right thing to produce force that direction, okay? Remember, you can get to that pin pad by pronating, pulling, hooking, or hooking, pulling, and changing direction. That's the way to do it, not by side pressure, okay? You're pulling, I'm pulling the entire time. So if you're wondering about side pressure, or you're wondering what my feelings are on side pressure, it's this. It's work on your back pressure. Back pressure always beats side pressure. And that's my thoughts on it. I'll see you guys in the next one.